Let's go back to Ukraine now live and speak to another South African, Ansuria Moodley, who is in the city of Dnipro, which is more or less in the southeastern part of Ukraine, southeast of Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. Ansuria, good afternoon. How are you this afternoon? Earlier we heard from a South African also in Dnipro, speaking to my colleague, that was Sputnik Ready, explaining how he was and what the concerns were. This afternoon, how are things on the ground there where you are in Dnipro, Ansuria?
Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for having us, for having me. Today things are quiet. Yesterday it was much quieter. I will just turn the camera around to show. Oh, well, I'll just turn myself around. But basically the roads there are some activity now. There is some activity at the moment. There's people walking as well, but it's not many people. Yesterday it was literally like a ghost town, and this is very quiet for a Friday especially. I live on one of the busiest streets of the town, and it's been really quiet, really scary, and just dull and grey.
Yeah, it's feeling scary and unreal. If you could move, let's just try and be stationary for a while we're talking to you, Ansuria.
Sure.
As you are showing us part of Dnipro where you are, the city there, it's quite. I don't see any presence of soldiers or anything. Most of the action seems to be happening in Kiev, which is northwest where you are. Are there any troops on the ground there where you are?
At the moment, there are no troops on the ground that we have seen, though we have heard some sounds in the evening. Last night we heard there was like a sound and a vibration. It went through like the apartment. But other than that, we haven't seen anything on the ground.
Yeah, and is activity normal? I mean, are you able to shop or not? Or are shops closed now?
So we are able to shop at the moment, but the shops are being sort of cleared out with groceries and water. Water seems to be an issue at the moment. Filling stations we're unable to fill water, and buying water is also an issue. But other than that, the shops are open, but only the grocery stores. Other than that, nothing else is open. As you can see, it's so early and things start late over here. So shops are usually open till about 10 p.m., but there's no shops open. This is another store here that's closed. It's opened all the time. There's another store there that's closed for the green sign. So activity is really low.
Now, tell me, Ansuria. I mean, Dnipro is southwest of. Southeast rather of Kiev. I don't know how many hundreds of kilometers away or thousands of kilometers away. Are you getting any news there on the ground about the state of play of this Russian invasion? Because we are hearing reports that the Russian troops have entered the northern part of Kiev, which is the capital. Are you getting any news at all? Okay,
so it's the media is a tricky one, so we don't know what to believe. So what I'm going with is people that I know that are in certain cities, in Kyiv, in Kharkov. One of my friends was stuck in a basement yesterday. There was bombing in Kharkov and in Kyiv as well. Our ambassador is in and out of a bomb shelter at the moment in Kyiv. So things are quite real in different cities, and we're just not sure if it will come to Dnipro or if not. Only time can tell.
Yeah, have you been advised that most times you need to be indoors?
Yes, so not the president, but he also said that, we should not panic and we shouldn't be scared either. So he said we should stay inside. There is a curfew now from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Martial law has been instilled, so yeah, it's a weird feeling on the streets as well. If I can say, I had a word with a few people, local people on the street today when I went to buy water with some friends of mine, and people are really angry. They also really worried. Females are really worried, especially, and people are crying. It's even the people that are here in Dnipro. The sense of the emotion is really high. Myself also is trying to keep myself grounded. Sputnik's also helping. We're trying to get a list together with our South African students. At the point in time that I know now, we have 7 people in Dnipro left that need to leave, and the rest of our South Africans are scattered throughout Ukraine.
So you planning to leave? Are you Ansuria? You and you've mentioned his name, Sputnik Reddy, who spoke to my colleague Sally Badet earlier. Are you guys planning to leave? Because when you look at the map, I mean, Poland is far away. That's where you could go to. I've seen some tweets of Ukrainians who've made it across overnight into Poland, expressing relief to be in the EU. Are you planning to leave? And if so, how are you going to leave?
So this is the plan, you know. In South Africa, I guess we've always been faced with different types of challenges, and I think that stands to reason that it's been to our benefit here. We've been together, we've spoken about everything, and we've decided that we will only leave once we have a good plan together, because just aimlessly traveling isn't going to help anybody in this time. We will head towards Poland, and if not that, then at best we can maybe go to Slovakia. At this point in time, we've been advised, the latest is that we cannot book train tickets as they are attacking trains. So things are changing very quickly, because yesterday I was told that we can get a train. If we get the train, and this morning I spoke to our ambassador who said, if you get a train, might as well jump on that train. But now it's changed.
So you spoke to the South African ambassador, Mr. Groenewald, and they are far away, of course, in Kiev. And what kind of support, besides moral support, besides communicating with them, have you been getting? And I don't know for how long, because we understand the Russian soldiers have moved to the northern part of Kiev. I don't know for how long you'll have communication from the ambassador.
Yes, so this is one of our major concerns, like you just mentioned. You know, I had this concern about communication a while ago, and I had mentioned this to my family as well, that the communication might be cut at some point. We have downloaded offline apps, and offline maps, so if anything happens, we have a map that we can use, and we've also downloaded this offline messenger system, which hopefully will last for a little while in the event of anything going further south, I guess.
Have you been in contact with your family? Have you been in contact with your family back here at home in South Africa?
Yes, I'm talking to them all the time and on the group chat all the time. So there was something else I wanted to say to you. You were asking about the type of help that the ambassador gave us, and I have to say, from the very onset, he's been amazing. He set up a WhatsApp group for us. We've been on that WhatsApp group from the get-go. Some students don't have that privilege of an embassy. I have many friends here who are stuck here with no embassy. And other African states like Ghana and so on, they are pretty much stuck here. So I've been blessed to have a communication with Mr. Groenewald. And what he has done is he sent our names off to the Polish border. So our passport numbers are there waiting. So if we can get ourselves there, then we will be home safely. Okay. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I'm thinking.
Okay, so you're planning to depart, make your way to Poland within the next 2 weeks, depending on the situation. If no trains are moving, if no buses are moving, and if situation worsens, have you been advised just to stay put? Yes,
so at this point in time, we are all staying put. We have addresses of everybody, so we know where all the students are. And the city is large, but not that large. Everywhere each district has bomb shelters. So actually, the bomb shelter is not far behind. So it's just a little bit past those trees down there. That's the nearest bomb shelter for us. Little did I know before I came to the country, I didn't know about bomb shelters and stuff. And when someone said bomb shelter, I was like, how would I be safe in that? Now I understand, okay, it's beneath the ground. So.
Okay. Well, let's hope it doesn't get to that, Ansuria. We are thinking of you and your colleagues, the other fellow South African students who are in Dnipro in Ukraine. And please do stay safe. And if you do manage to make it across Ukraine on to the west to Poland, please do so safely and take care. That's Ansuria Moodley, a South African student in Dnipro in Ukraine, one of several. She said they've made a list of about 7 of them. And within the next 2 weeks, the situation allowing, they hope to make their way westwards towards Poland, and they've received good support. She said it's been wonderful support from the South African embassy in Kiev and from the ambassador himself, Mr. Groenewald.